Joe, how you doing, baby?
I'm okay, man. I'm okay. How are you doing?
Good, lad. Yeah, I'm well, man. I'm well. It's, be typical Brit again. It's freezing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a drop in temperature.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, literally. Like when I got up this morning, because I usually get up at like between sort of 6 and 7. And I came into like my living room, which is where my desk and everything is. And it was so cold. I had like this massive blanket wrapped around me. And then I saw my little, do you have one of those little thermometer things which like controls your heating and tells you the temperature?
Nah, I don't, buddy.
In your house?
No, not one of those.
I've got one. It said like 17 degrees. And I was like, oh man, that's quite nitty for like in the house, isn't it?
In the house, yeah, I guess so. In the house, yeah. Well, when I came out to my car this morning, just headed driving to the office, like it's ice. It's ice. I had to blast that baby. So yeah, man, the temperature's dropping, and Dan and I were like, our fingers have been like little icicle sticks here in the studio. So we had that heater blasting.
Oh,
so yeah, it's freezing, bro. It's freezing. Chilly. Dude, let's think to this week. Obviously, it's just Thanksgiving holiday yesterday, wasn't it, in the United States?
Yeah.
So volumes are quite quiet. Let's go from the start of the week, which see what we had. Right at the open, we were on Monday, we were risk appetite again, weren't we? Sort of rallying for riskier FX, right?
Yeah, it was a good day. Definitely. I'm trying to think back to what happened as well. It's just been such a blur. But it was stuff like, like Trump allowing the transition process to begin, and Biden picking, and also Biden picking former Fed chair Janet Yellen to be the Treasury Secretary.
Beautiful. Well remembered, bro. It's good that you just mentioned this because these are points from this week that I've just completely forgot. I was speaking about these yesterday, to be honest with you. But well remembered because I wouldn't have known where to have gone with this week. So well done, G. Let's talk about the first point. So Trump and Biden. I was really surprised. That finally Trump's like being a man here, grown up, not even a man, just being a grown up.
Kind of. I don't know if I'd give him that much credit, but
why?
At least he's like, well, because he was still in the same tweet, or however, in the same sentence, he said, the election's a fraud, but I'm going to allow the transition to begin. So it's better than him just like saying the election's a fraud, like, and that's it. At least he's allowing the transition. But,
True. Yeah,
it's a step in the right direction. You're right.
Exactly. Yeah, markets were obviously happy about that. It's just less political mess that we have to deal with of all of that. Yeah. The Supreme Court stuff, which Trump knew he didn't really have a case. The idiot. He was just trying to stir up some problems. And I don't know if you would have seen, obviously it didn't have an impact on the markets. Obviously Trump being Trump, trying to stir up a little bit as much problem as he can as he steps down anyway. And you see how he said they're looking at further action on China. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was another interesting story as well.
Yeah, it didn't move the markets, but...
Yeah, that was that one in the WSJ, wasn't it?
Yes.
Where it was talking about... Yeah, do you know what I found interesting about that story?
Yeah.
It was, I reckon, because if you get into the specifics of the story, it basically said that the Trump administration is looking at creating a coalition of countries to, like, stand up against China. Yeah. But I reckon that's actually how Biden's approach will be with China. Like, teaming up with the EU, teaming up with the UK and Australia and Canada against China. Because Biden's still quite anti-China, but just not quite as volatile as Trump. And also Biden, I think, wants to have better relations with like the EU, whereas Trump put tariffs on the EU.
Yeah, Trump was just going for everyone, wasn't he? It's just like machine guns. Who should go next? Like that's it's a good point that you mentioned there. Literally volatile, but we won't have that volatility that Trump has with Biden because like it's literally one day you could just be sitting there, normal day. Trump tweets, new tariffs on China, and like the whole market just go completely berserk. So we're not. I guess we're not going to have that really from Biden, are we?
I'm gonna miss that. I'm not gonna lie. No. Like some of those days, like where he would announce. I remember once, dude. There was this one time. I think it was in like early 2019 when they'd been negotiating for months trying to get this trade deal, and then Trump writes this tweet. And in the beginning, it sounds really nice. It's like, oh, we're having really good negotiations with China. Things are going really well. And then in like a 3-tweet thread, like right at the bottom, it just goes, oh, and by the way, we're going to put 15% tariffs on all Chinese imports. Or something like that. Do you remember?
Yeah. He's sick. He's a sicko. He loves it, doesn't he? He loves it. He's so wrong. It's funny. Oh man, we're not gonna have like a leader of a major economy like that again for a long time. Anyway, maybe not even our lifetimes, bro. Oh man, what a shame.
Probably not.
But yeah, just on to your next point, then, dude. You know, markets really found this quite well received in terms of, you know, bringing in the gorgeous Janet Yellen.
Oh yeah, lovely.
Yeah, as the potential Treasury Secretary. I think that's huge, right? Because you know, she at the end of the day, she's last the chairwoman of the Fed. She's very dovish. She loves low rate environment. She loves QE. She's without a shadow of doubt going to push through fiscal stimulus sizably, right?
She should do, yeah, definitely. And I think one of the other things about hiring her was the Democrats want to be able to use her sort of knowledge of the Fed, because she was the former chair, to almost pressure the Fed into giving continued stimulus. That was some of the reports I saw as well.
Yes, I read that. Yeah, definitely. She'll have a lot of respect and familiarity with all of them. So without a shadow of doubt, I'm sure she'll have leverage off that. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. And that was good, obviously good, negative for dollar, good for risk appetite as well, I guess. You know, that boost. Mate, just on dollar, I did spoke about this earlier in the week, and I'm thinking there is room for this to continue to fall. There's like no slowdown in sight fundamentally, you know, particularly if you think, you know, when Biden comes into play. We spoke about this last week, and, you know, we're going to have US freaking lockdowns properly, dude. And Biden brings that in because the case is surging like crazy. So dollar's just going to continue to fall, surely.
Yeah, agreed. And dude, like, what are they doing right now in the US this weekend? Thanksgiving holiday, which is going to be, man, that's going to be a super spreading event. Like,
I've read that.
Know what I mean?
Yeah,
because,
it's literally going to be.
Because all these people meeting up with their families, and
no
the
restrictions.
thing is, it's not really going to, no restrictions. It's going to show up in the data in like a week and a half or 2 weeks sort of time. So that's probably when we're going to see that surge, like just before Christmas, and then it's not looking good. It's
nuts, isn't it, really? Like, yeah, you're right. That's going to happen, and literally the virus is going to spread like crazy, and we're going to see that. We're going to see that in the numbers. It's nuts. But yeah, it is what it is, dude. It's what it is.
It's what it is.
On the virus, we haven't really had much in terms of vaccine updates this week. I was just saying something to Dan, actually, that North Korea is just, they're funny. They've been having several hacking attempts from North Korea to AstraZeneca. They're trying to get into their systems. You read that?
Yeah, that was this morning, wasn't it?
Yeah. Obviously, like, at the end of the day, these guys don't want anything from the West, but they'll try and steal it, try and get the information, create their own, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
That Kim Jong-un, he's a sicko as well.
I know. Mate, I also saw something else funny. You know, the Chinese and the Russians have got a vaccine.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple of people that live in South Africa that I follow on Twitter that are quite active, like, in the markets.
Yeah.
And all of them were losing their SHID, basically, about the fact that South Africa might be getting these Chinese vaccines in. And they were all like, "You're not vaccinating me with that. My God."
Oh, my goodness.
Mate, can you imagine that? Would you let the Chinese vaccinate?
No, bro.
No, bro, they'd be like a little... Well, no, I shouldn't.
No. But it's just...
I shouldn't spread anti-vaccine conspiracies. It's an anti-China vaccine conspiracy. You see, we trust our vaccines.
Yeah, no, bro. I'll be honest with you. I would not rush to take that. I'm not rushing to take the normal vaccine anyway. But I've been reading, actually, talking about that point, the likes of Qantas Airlines, they're a huge airline, and they're working actually a moment on literature to update all of their terms that you will not be flying unless you've been vaccinated. Tests, not even tests. Like, you need to be vaccinated. So that's something they're working on at the moment. Man, that's just messed up, dude. It's messed up.
Yeah, because then you have to do it, isn't it? It's like,
it's a nightmare, bro. It's a nightmare, all of this, and like, you just can't freely fly anywhere at the moment. Like, I was just looking at going away for Christmas, but it's just everywhere's a hassle. It's like, it's uncertainty. Like, you know, you could still, like, for example, I was looking at like Canary Islands and stuff, and, you know, in Spain, and you have to have a certain certificate. And if the certificate doesn't have X, Y, and Z, then you're going to be refused entry. And it's just so much uncertainty. There's no clarity on what. Well, look, I just want to get into the country and go away. Like, I don't need all this checklists. Fly.
I know. Dude, I know. It's by design though, and you know, it's actually funny you talk about the Canary Islands because like my girlfriend's from the Canary Islands and we wanted to go back there for Christmas, but man, like you say, it's such a hassle, and basically there's no way that I'm going to be able to go, and whether she can go is
I know, and then
not really sounding likely.
Exactly, you think like you can get flights for cheap, right? Generally cheap, but then you're going to spend £185 on your certified like vaccine, test as well. So you think 185 for you, 185 for your missus, you're basically paying more than your flights, and it's like it's just annoying. It's not even the money. It's like the principle of it. It's like, do you know what I mean?
I know. This thing about these airlines requiring vaccines, though, is a bit weird, though, because, like, once we get to herd immunity and the virus is going to be gone, like, why does it even matter anymore? Do you know what I mean?
It's true. And
it's just weird.
It is weird. And you know what? That's almost going down the line of somewhat of a dictatorship. The fact that, or in a way, like, you have to have a vaccine if you want to do this. Like, it's almost like, what are we turning into a dictatorship here, globally?
It is a bit like that, yeah. But instead of it being forced on us by the government, it's like the social pressure of like from different companies or whatever.
Exactly.
I don't like it, man.
I know they may even have things like, for example, you're not coming. Like we've got scan all this stuff like your NHS thing that you do at the moment where you check into certain places when you want to go out. But they were like, if you don't have a vaccine, you're not coming into this restaurant or in a bar. Like that may happen. That it may get like everyone just messed up in the head right now. Just it's really messed up. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we get to that stage. But anyway, we're getting political now. What's going on? What else in the markets? Brexit seemingly a little bit in doubt. GBP's been under pressure Thursday and today, Friday, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, we just have not been able to get above 134 in GU.
No.
So it's like we're still quite elevated, but just struggling really.
Yeah, I think we're losing momentum, dude. There's a lot of supply in this area that it's particularly GU in this sort of 134, 135, that sort of 100 pip range. There's so much supply. We topped there in September. We topped there, I think, before that as well, August, September. But yeah, it's a heavy area, and obviously talks are resuming over the weekend. If they don't make progress over the weekend, even if like any sign of negativity or this drags on, GBP's going to sell off. There'll be a massive gaps on Monday to the downside, in my view. Like, I think markets just getting tired of it now. I don't know why markets completely pricing out the idea that a no deal can't happen, because it can. What do you think? I know,
and like saying that for me that means that there is quite a lot of downside risk at these levels, because like. We're pretty much at the highest levels we've been since September, really. So,
and just on optimism.
Exactly, on optimism. Yeah, and I still think there will be a deal, but like you say, if there's not, we're in for a rude awakening.
Massively, my dids. Okay, apart from that, I think that's pretty much it for this week. Nothing else major. Next week is a very, very busy calendar. We've got RBA rate decision. We've got NFPs. We've got manufacturing PMIs from China, from US, ISMs. Quite a lot. It's a very busy week next week. Had GDP. Yeah, heavy one. So should start picking up again some pace.
Should be good.
Yeah, I think we've got I'm just looking here now. I think we've got a couple of weeks and then that's it now. Things will get quiet. I think by end of the second week of December, we'll be done. We'll be done for the markets, I think. Be very quiet.
Nice.
Last year, though, do you remember last year actually was not quiet. If you remember, because it was Trump. There was all that going on with Trump. And remember, it's quite an exciting end to the year.
Deal. Yeah, and do you remember it was like massive dollar weakness in the last couple of days of the year or something?
Yeah. So it's a busy one.
Man.
I know. Oh, that time last year I was in Dubai. It's beautiful. Oh, man, it's a shame I can't get over there now. I could, but it's just a nightmare, all this crap. But hey, anyway, dudes.
We'll get through it. We'll get through it, like you say.
Yeah, exactly.
Time to grind.
That's it, baby. All right, Joel, stay lit, baby.
Nice one.
Let's get it.